Today we're doing pancakes.
Norwegian style.
Light, airy, and plenty to go around.
Oh, made even better with a smear of blueberry jam.
And then rolled to perfection.
After one bite, you'd swear you were in Valhalla.
Valhalla? That's Viking heaven,
That
right?
is.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Woohoo! So I'm Chris.
And I'm Wesley.
My Viking Loon.
That's right. I am a Viking.
You are. So we're making Norwegian pancakes today, and we have to usually, whenever we're doing something that's sort of like beyond who we really are, we're doing a different kind of cuisine, we have to say, we are not so-and-so, so don't judge us too much. This is our take. But you're actually Norwegian.
Now, my father was 100% Norwegian. His grandfather and his grandmother, or his mom and dad were 100% Norwegian. So I'm half Norwegian, and Dad's recipe was basically add a little of this, add a little of that, until he felt like it was right. So we're
going to be a little more specific.
Yeah, we're going to be a little more specific, and I think he would be very proud, Dad. Oh, I'm going to get a little teary-eyed. All right, let's get started.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, so I've got 3 eggs here, and I'm going to pour in a cup and a half of milk.
Yeah, you better get this right.
Yeah.
This is you.
Hey,
It's
but
your
you know
heritage.
what? Dad was always like, I'll just throw that in
he
there.
eyeballed it. I've watched him do it.
And I'm just going to mix this up
You
a
can use
little
this
bit.
if you'd like.
No, I just want to do this. Get a little elbow grease in it first.
Okay.
And then I'm going to use that.
Okay.
There we go. There we go. There we go. Look.
All righty. Okay.
All right.
I think your dad made these a few more times than you've made them.
Yes, he did. Then I have a cup of flour. Just going to dump that in there.
All-purpose flour.
And then we have 2 tablespoons of, is this tablespoons or teaspoons?
It's tablespoons.
Tablespoons of melted butter.
Adds a little luxuriousness to them.
So good. A teaspoon of sugar. Now, I think Dad used a little more sugar.
Yeah.
A quarter teaspoon of salt. And then I'm going to throw in, now Dad would not do this. This is us. It's cardamom, which is like a cinnamon. I say cinnamon and apples.
It's kind of like an allspice is what I think it's like. It's commonly used in baking and
so good.
But in doing, we always try to do as much research on any kind of dish that we're doing, even Mr. Norwegian over here. He obviously doesn't live in Norway, so anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, all right. Last ingredient.
Right,
Then
sorry.
you can start talking.
I've got
a half a teaspoon of vanilla, but I like to put a little more in.
He goes crazy
I
with
think
vanilla.
Dad did too. I think he liked his vanilla in there.
Oops. So our Norwegian friends, cardamom, we read and we saw a lot of people like to add that, and we tried it. We loved it. Also, some people, go ahead. Some people do.
I want to mix this up.
He's going to mix it up. Some people do almond extract instead of vanilla extract. We tried that. It's really good. He loves vanilla.
I love vanilla.
You'll notice that it's not. There's not a ton of sugar in there. We add sugar at the end. He adds like a bucket of sugar at the end.
Yeah, we'd always eat it with butter and sugar.
We went over there once, and his sister and mom made it. The nieces his sister's girls were young, and they had so much sugar. They went on this they were like just cyclones all over the place.
Yeah.
But anyway,
we all would.
But in doing our research, a lot of Norwegians, this is not just for breakfast. A lot of times it's a side dish that they would have that they enjoy with their main meal. So it's not sweet, it's more on the savory side.
Yeah.
And I love that. You can make it sweet if you want by adding more additions to it, or you can keep it kind of savory. Like bacon was a good savory. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to keep doing this until all those lumps are out.
Okay. Oh, that looks good.
Yay! So it's very liquidy, I always say.
It's a thin batter. It is.
There we go.
So one of the things we have been making this. This was one of the first recipes that we ever did back a decade ago when we started this crazy thing, and it was. So we got a lot of feedback, as we often do.
Oh yeah.
That our
Pannekaker. Sorry, our Pannekaker was too thick.
Pannekaker is the Norwegian.
For pancakes.
For pancakes.
Yes.
But anyway, they were too thick. So that is, it is true. They were too thick. We went back and looked and oh yeah, they were too thick.
They were, and I was very upset.
Well, we got over it. And anyway, so you want to make sure that you get a thin layer. So we are using
1/3 of a cup.
And we're using 1/3 of a cup, and we're using a 10-inch cast iron skillet, whatever you've got. Just you don't want it if it's a really big skillet, then you're going to get a big Pannekaker. But then you're going to probably want to use a little more batter. Anyway, Anyway, I'm really talking a lot.
I know.
Well, I just, you know.
I'm the one that should be talking.
I
I'm
know.
Norwegian.
I know. I'm such a know-it-all. Okay, now you can cook this with any kind of oil. You can use a little vegetable oil. I think butter imparts a really nice flavor. You don't want to overdo it. And
You ready for
I'm
me?
ready. Let's do it.
All right, I'm doing a third a cup. We're gonna get as much in there
This
as
is
I
like
can.
medium heat, and it's just dump it right in the middle, and then immediately you're going to want to just swirl it around the pan like that.
So great.
You got to do that almost immediately. And if it's not a perfect circle, it's no big deal.
It's a Pannekaker.
It's a Pannekaker.
Yes. It's not some pretty crepe that you're being served at a fancy restaurant.
Although they're so similar to crepes. I mean,
are.
I'm like, holy crepe, that's good.
But they're Pannekaker.
They are Pannekakers. Okay, this only takes about 2 minutes, and then we're going to flip it, and then we move on.
Yeah.
Okay, this has been almost 2 minutes, and you'll see like the sides will start to pull away a little bit, and
it kind of breathes.
it starts to develop a life of its own. And using a rubber or a silicone spatula like this, I find is the best tool to get in there to kind of get underneath it. And then you just got to be a little aggressive.
Gotta go for it.
And then just flip it over. Look at that.
Yay, look at you. That's
that-
perfect. That's a perfect Pannekaker.
Thank you.
For a check.
That's right, I'm Czech. I know. Well, I've learned from, the best. So anyway, now this only is going to take about another minute.
Yeah,
That's
it's
so
almost
beautiful.
done.
And
So good.
so good. And then these keep warm, and I just put them over here on another plate, and let's just see what this looks like. Sometimes we flip it over, and then you see you'll see these little brown spots on the.
Oh, there we go. Perfect.
yeah.
That's the cardamom.
Yeah.
Oh,
Beautiful.
Now, usually, in my house growing up, this would be gone instantly. It would be given to one of the kids.
Next would be a layer of butter, and then a gallon of
and then
sugar.
some sugar.
Yeah.
Yes.
Actually,
right.
I would have let this go a little longer. I like it a little more brown
Yes,
spots.
you do,
But
of
anyway,
course.
okay, we're
All right,
going to
make them all, and we're gonna come back and
eat.
Eat.
Okay.
Yay!
In addition to being super delicious, they're fun to make. too.
Flop it on there. Yeah.
And you see those little brown spots. That's what Wesley was referring to. That's that cardamom that it gets a little darker when it cooks.
Yay!
I did okay, didn't I, Wesley?
You did wonderful. Now that's exactly what Dad would do. Take it from there, throw it on the plate, and then we would
And
gobble
then
it
you'd
down.
eat them. So these.
And have to wait forever for the next one.
This batch made 8 Pannekakers, so you can easily double the recipe.
Here, hold on, let's get that out of the way so people can see.
You can easily double the recipe. You could even get 2 skillets going at once. There's all sorts of things you can do to feed a family.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make these how I used to eat them when I was younger, and that is basically just a bunch of butter, just get it all up on there, and it doesn't matter how much, because it's gonna drip out the end anyway.
And I've got
It always used to drip out the end.
and I've got some blueberry jam that I'm just going to spread on here, and
Yeah, so that's how we never ate them, but that's okay.
well, I know lots of people like to put blueberry
They
jam
do.
on their Pannekakers, and I tried it. And
There
I
are
was like,
lots of different
I
ways
like it.
to have your Pannekaker.
That's so true.
Ours was very simple and
Very sugary.
very sugary. All right, hold on. I'm making a mess. Now I'm gonna take my sugar, and this is it. We just do this. Ooh dear. Okay. Oh, I'm having flashbacks.
Yeah. I had my first Pannekaker made by your gifted father. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, and then rolling them is very
So you just
common.
roll it up. That's what we would do.
And then I like to, just to add a little bit of sweetness, I've got a little powdered sugar here, which I think makes a nice touch, and a little added sweetness.
There you go. There's my Pannekaker. There's my Pannekaker, my Norwegian pancake. You ready?
I am so ready.
Okay.
I'm gonna cut mine in half.
Yeah. Oh, yum. Show people up with, there you go. Yay!
You see isn't that beautiful? Besides,
Yum. So thin and delicious.
no, I know.
All right.
Okay, are you going in?
I'm gonna get messy.
Oh my
with
gosh, you're eating it like a bird.
That's the way to always eat it. We'd always eat like this. Okay. Now I'm gonna cry.
Aw. That's really good, you guys.
Wow.
They're like crepes, but I think even better. I'll tell you
Now
what.
my eyes are all red. Oh,
Papa Loon is smiling
oh,
down.
is he? Oh, those are. I have to say it.
Okay.
1,000,000% Loon approved.
Yay!
Yay!
Oh my goodness, you guys.
I usually don't eat and cry.
Well, I've seen you cry because you think it's so delicious. Anyway, this was a blast to make. You guys should make it. It's a few simple ingredients.
Please.
It's so delicious in honor of the Loon.
Yeah,
and
Bob.
Bob. All right, we love you
Love you
guys.
guys.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.